All right. So we're recording. It's 10.3, finding linear models. The first thing now, this point slope formula isn't. Let me do this. Like that's not part of the title. Where's my pen? That's just where they start. So the title is 10.3, finding linear models, and then that's just right here the formula that we started with. So we're looking at our point slope formula. And it's going to be y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. Where your slope is m, like we talked about before. X1, y1 is just any point on the line. All right. So first type of equation you may see is first type of problem you may see is to find the equation of the line that passes through 1, -3, and has a slope of -2. Give you guys a chance to write that down before we actually do the problem. All right, so let me erase some of this stuff so we can walk through it from scratch. Now put it right back up. So find the equation of the line that passes through 1, -3, and has a slope of -2. So that means m is equal to -2. And then our point, that's going to be our x1 and y1. So we just extracted that from the problem that was given. So in our problem, notice that we have y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. So that's what we're going to plug in for. We're going to plug in for y1, m, and x1. X and y should still be a part of the problem. Remember the equations that we looked at before and look like this. Notice x and y are still a part of the equation. So that's going to be the case for us as well. So I don't know why I erased that. I should have did this. There we go. So if you plug in -3 for y1, -2 for m, and then +1 for x1. Look like that. I just want to erase. Yep, look like that. All right. So negative to a negative turns positive, and you want to distribute that -2. And we have y plus 3 equal to -2x plus 2. Then to completely solve, we'll subtract 3 from both sides. And that'll leave us with y equal to -2x minus 1. All right, any questions on that problem? All right, I'm gonna scroll up. Now the next problem that we have is going to be very similar to what we just did, but it's going to be in word problem form. So we're going to have our point, which is x1, y1, and we're going to have our slope, but it's going to, like I said, be given to us in word form. All right, so here we go. So based on data from Kelley Blue Book, the value of a car decreases approximately, APP did approximately $250 per month. If the value of the car in 2 years, value of the car 2 years after purchase was $14,000, find a linear function that models the value after X months of ownership. Use this function to find a value after 3 years. So that's how it looks without my scribbling. Give you guys a chance to write before we look at it. All right, so certain things we do want to point out, and I'm putting my stuff back. First thing we look at is we notice down here, I've already written it, what X and Y will represent for us. It tells us X is months of ownership, and then our Y is going to be the value after X months. As it says here, find the linear function that models the value after X months of ownership. All right, I'll probably make that green. All right, so the information that they give us is right here. They give us our slope. Notice here is negative 250. So whenever they give you a rate, that's going to be your slope. Whatever if it's something per month, per gas, per miles, whatever, that is your slope. So that's always your slope. And then this decreases. So that means it has to be negative. Now, if it said it increases $250 per month, then it would have been a positive 250. So that's why we have a negative 250 right here. Then it says if the value of the car 2 years after purchase was $14,000. So that means X is 2 and then Y is 14,000. That's the value of the car after 2 years. But also we have to be careful is that we're dealing with months after ownership. So we do need to convert those 2 years to months. And that's why we have 24 and 14,000. So make sure we're good with the given information before we go any further. So they gave us our slope according to that rate of $250 per year, per month, excuse me, $250 per month. And then they say 2 years after purchase, it was $14,000. So how many months after ownership is what we're going to calculate, but they give us 2 years first is equal to $14,000. Convert the 2 years to 24 months by multiplying it by 12. Then you have after 24 months of ownership, it is $14,000. So that's our ordered pair, 24, 14,000. All right. So now that we have those three pieces, M, X1, Y1, we can plug it into point slope formula. Y is 14,000. M is negative 250. X1 is 24. So then you go ahead and distribute negative 250. And then if we add 14,000 to both sides, that'll give us our final equation. All right. So everybody all right so far? All right, so that was part of what we wanted. And then it says use this function to find the value after 3 years. So don't forget this function is in terms of months. So we had to convert our 3 years to months. 3 times 12 is 36, 36 months. Now you plug in the 36 into your equation. Negative 250 times 36 is negative 9,000 plus that 20,000. So it'll be worth $11,000 after those 3 years. All right. Questions? Any questions? All right. Similar to what we just finished doing. Oh, am I good with scrolling up? Didn't ask that. All right, good. Similar to what we just finished doing. Find the equation of the line that passes through 6, negative 4, and 3, 2. So now here, notice that they gave us 2 points, but not a slope. Before they gave us a slope and a point. This time they give us 2 points, but not a slope, but we need a slope. All right, we need slope. So take those 2 points that they gave us and find a slope. So I call point 1. 6, negative 4. Call point 2, 3, 2. And then plug them in accordingly. Y2 is 2, so it's, and then Y1 is negative 4, so it's 2 minus negative 4. X2 is 3, X1 is 6, so it's 3 minus 6. So to give us 6 over negative 3, which is negative 2 as our slope. All right, make sure we're all right. All right. So from here, we can use either point. We had 2 points right here. We can use either point to find a line. I decided to go ahead and use the one I've already labeled X1, Y1. So we go back to that point slope formula, y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. And that'll be y minus negative 4 equal to negative 2 times x minus 6. Once you do your substitution, then negative to a negative turns positive. Distribute negative 2, that'll give you negative 2x plus 12. Subtract 4 from both sides, and that's our equation, y equal to negative 2x plus 8. Any questions? All right. Next one is going to be the exact same thing that we just did, but just like before, we had an abstract one. Then we did one that was like a word problem. So we did the same thing here. Here we had, oh, hit the wrong button. There we go. Here we had an abstract problem right here, had no application. And now we're going to do the same thing, follow the same procedures, except we're going to have words assigned to it. Got this word problem. So we're looking at sodium thiosulfate is used by photographers to develop some types of film. The table gives us the number of grams of sodium thiosulfate that will dissolve in 100 milliliters of water at various temperatures. All right, so they give us these two rows of information or two columns of information. Depending on the way you're looking at it. So we got temperature in temperature X in degrees Celsius, and then sodium thiosulfate dissolved Y in grams. So that's how the chart was given. Of course, they wrote it all out right here, but I shortened it up. So I'll give you guys a chance to copy that. All right, so if you look at what they gave us our XY here and our XY here. So when X is 20, Y is 5. When X is 100, Y is 230. So the rest of the problem is right here. How many grams of thiosulfate does the model predict will dissolve in 100 milliliters of water when the temperature is 70 degrees? So we know when the temperature is 20 degrees, we get 50 grams of sodium thiosulfate will dissolve in that Y grams. And then if your temperature is 100, then 230 grams will dissolve. So it says how much would dissolve if the temperature was 70 degrees. So what we're going to do is create our equation with this given information, then plug in 70. All right, and like I said, your problems will fit the same format. So they gave us 2 points, 2 coordinates, 20, 50, 130, 100, and 230. And once again, when you don't have a slope, you have to find your slope first. I don't know if anybody's still copying the black. All right, so right here in purple is us calculating our slope. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. So Y2, Y minus Y1 be 230 minus 50. X2 minus X1, 100 minus 20. It's 180 over 80. And that's 2.25. All right, so now that we have our slope and we have our point, which is right here, 2.25. And once again, you can use either one of those points. You'll still get the same equation. I decided to use the one I've already called X1, Y1. And you plug them into the equation. So that'd be Y minus 50 equal to 2.25 times X minus 20. Distributed 2.25, that'd be Y minus 50 equal to 2.25X minus 45. And then to finish off solving the equation, or simplifying the equation, finish off simplifying the equation, we'll add 50 to both sides. And that'll be y equal to 2.25x plus 5. All right, so next move, like I mentioned before, is to take that 70, plug it into the equation that we just found. And that'll give us 162.5. And that's how many grams that will dissolve in the water at 70 degrees Celsius. All right, questions on that? Questions? All right. Look something real quick to you. Okay, so we'll pause right here. I mean, those are only two type of problems, only type of problems that you'll get out of this section. And then that's it for 10.3, and that's it for chapter 10. You only have responsible for 10.1, 10.2, and 10.3 in chapter 10. So as promised, we'll stop right here because some people, needed time to, try to get caught up and everything like that. Next class, we're going to do 11.1 and 11.2, and then that'll be it for the content for that chapter, that chapter test. So you're talking about our third test will be on 10.1, 2, and 3, and then 11.1 and 11.2. And then we'll talk about how we're going to operate moving forward. Questions on anything before we dismiss today? Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. So if everybody's good, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you on Tuesday.